It came back with perfect quality, and then it just went pixelated again.
Other than the
Maybe
pixels,
I'm ruining it. It needs all that bandwidth to render my red nose.
we are we are live now. You just said.
And it's live.
They would have noticed. It is awfully red for no reason.
No, I can't notice it because the amount of pixels I'm seeing. So it's all good. You've got a
Yeah, I just see
pixelated
pixels. Just go put some foundation on.
Yeah.
I see red pixels.
Alright.
I'll do my eyebrows afterwards.
Alright.
With a pedicure.
So, welcome to Mokhul Empire, episode 72. We have got another pleasurable experience as Macra and Chester give us a catch-up this week. Go ahead, you two.
Well, I like the confused face. That was my thing.
You're ready, Dex.
Are you good?
Is that the right?
I'm here penning a letter.
13th. Right, we begin by being assaulted. Some spooky boys.
Look, you're telling it wrong. Allow me, please. You see, I've called you here to help me, and all you're doing is talking over my penmanship. Yes, good. Sip a Guinness. Right. Dearest Larithia Chronicle, and HelloFresh magazine, and the Dolath Appreciation Fan Club. I presume there's one here as well as in our own world. I've fallen on hard times. My royalty checks are not coming through to the world of ruin, and sadly the gold I have stolen from my comrades is not keeping me afloat and my lavish tastes. So, I must sell my chronicling adventures to every publication within this filthy, upside-down little world, and I need your assistance to bullet point my achievements. So please, do go. Spooky boys. Yes, excellent. I remember saying that quite frequently last time. Spooky boys. What else?
And then we dispatched the spooky boys and attempt some diplomacy with who was left.
Dispatched the spooky boys and used his superfluous wit and charm to charm the locals from their coin and their panties. Good. Excellent. What is gold? Keep going.
We then had a lengthy discussion with the faceless deacon, and Olwyn has a... Oh, fuck me, my handwriting is terrible. Oh yeah, and then Olwyn has a brush with his alternative reality father.
Good. Yes, gold. Excellent. Oh yes, and he got like a little bitch about it and teleported him elsewhere, didn't he? Even though he realised he wasn't his real father and that there was no paternal link whatsoever. Actually, he looked like a living fucking candle.
Yeah, and he got really bitchy when I tried to kill him as well. Fucking disgraceful. Ridiculous, really.
I know. Cry. Well, he is 12.
Yeah, there is that. He is very pretty. So we let him stay around. We then decided to try and fight his dad and the golem. This is when he got bitchy, to be fair.
Yeah, took him somewhere.
But then we realised if we stopped hitting his dad, he'd then temporarily regain control over himself.
Yes.
But, yeah. So then we decided to keep hitting him, so that didn't really work.
Excellent. You can't make this
I'm a bit blank on what happened after that, to be fair. The conversation bored me to
I do believe I cast a miraculous teleportation spell, which took us immediately to where we needed to go. I built all the runes together, and I did it single-handedly with all the components. Do you remember that?
Oh, no, yeah, we did that I meant just immediately after, because then we ended up going, and after we fought him, we stayed in the mansion for a bit. And then you found...
And Laniros did say it was him, but it wasn't.
Yeah, Laniros found a book on the Candle King, and how he's subservient to the Fire Soul. But the Fire Soul has obviously been corrupted by the power, more so than the one in our realm, apparently. Or is it just corrupted? Maybe just corrupted in a different way.
Yeah.
But then we was deciding over Pink Eye or not. So it was either fight the Lantern King and get blinded, or successfully try and teleport and maybe die in the process.
Which I did. Saving everyone with my expert magical skills. Not Laniros.
And then we rock up at a farm with Dolaf's dad, who seems to be in the need of some seeding.
Yes, raising a barn, shining electricity.
Good old-fashioned plowing.
Absolutely. I do believe it was exquisite work.
Right. So
this will, of course, in every way sell. So thank you, Macra. Good.
Let's just hope that they're fertile.
No, they're Amish. We would prefer it if they weren't.
Okay. Alright. Good chat. I expect my check in a minute. Yeah.
Alright, so I'll take over from there. So we ended the session in the Spire farmstead outside of the mountains. You had teleported there and landed in the middle of a cornfield. You had met Adwin, Spire, and Archmage turned farmer. One thing you noticed is the farm and the land around. Yes, Adrian?
Wasn't he an Arc Druid turned farmer?
No, he was not a mage. He said he had an Arc Druid inside the house.
Ah, got that.
I was getting to
keep
that.
them in the house. They can't go outside.
I mean, of course. And he said that Gwandia had, a year ago, been on the way with a wagon full of seeds and magical artifacts to help grow food here. He explained that he and the other powerful members of the Ivory Rebellion here grow food for the people, help feed the poor and starving. He introduced himself. You introduced yourselves, except for Elzef, who is known as Anonymous right now. And he said, we have an Arc Druid here, and she would like to hear your story, or at least know what happened to the seeds there. And he explained in this world, plants find it difficult to germinate. They find it difficult to grow here without the use of magic, and that druidic magic seems to be dying in this world. There's
plants and both.
Yep, and there's no kind of nature gods looking over this place anymore. So we start the session as your feet are crunching on the gravel as you head towards this farmhouse, and it's an idyllic looking farmhouse, a 2-story. It's got a porch with a rocking chair, a table where you can see it's got dragon chests set on it. Halfway through a game, you can see you can't see candlelight, but as you walk in, you see candles are lit all along, because the bright, harsh sunlight outside creates lots of shadows in here. And as you walk in, he puts his hat on a hook, takes his muddy boots off, and outside you can still hear the whoosh, whoosh of the iron golems harvesting the crops. And he says, do take a seat while I go make sure that she's ready to see you. She's going to be surprised to see you, Alwyn. Let's just say that she knows your other self. You were friends.
Right you are.
One moment, let me go get her. And he stomps up the stairs, the entire wood creaking as he does. It's a typical old ancient farmhouse. It's got a lot of quirks, a lot of noises and creaks. And as you guys take your seat, you can see there's animal heads hung up on the wall. It's all very rustic in here. A horse shoe above the door frame. And seconds later, you hear a woman's voice from upstairs. Well, send them up then. No wait. Let me put that robe on. Yes, give me a second. And you hear Adwin's voice call down. The lady of the house will see you. And he stomps down the stairs and leads you up.
Elsa takes a chair with her.
Okay, just like Gwendef would have.
No, we were told to take one, so...
Of course.
I wonder if I'm more attracted in this world or in the next. And if I find out if I am, if I could run my rapier through my other counterpart's neck so that I'm more attractive in both worlds.
Yes.
Oh, look at Wolf's head! Chester, walks off.
And as you step on top of the landing and walk through this door, you can immediately see that the rim of this room, about 5 foot, is decorated with plant pots that go all the way around the room. And the ground itself is kind of covered with a lavish oak, green, and brown rug that is fashioned and knitted into the motif of fallen leaves. Sat on a comfortable single-seater chair with a blanket over her knees is a drow. A drow with silver white hair tied into a top knot. She wears currently a robe of brown with green trim. And as she turns to you all, you see one of her eyes is milky white blind, and the other is a deep, deep purple. And she just stares at Alwyn, and then stares at the rest of you with that one eye. Greetings. Welcome.
Good day.
I've been told you aren't the real Alwyn, are you? You're the other Alwyn.
I suppose it depends on what you mean by real, but I'm not real enough to myself. But not sure I will.
Where's my pleasantries? My name's Eleanor.
Good to meet you.
I'm a druid of Elistray. And she waits for any sign of like shock to set in, and obviously none does. Either you're, I'd say that Alwyn and yes, so Elistray is one of the dark elf gods, but she's the only dark elf god that's actually chaotic good.
Mm-hmm.
She's of the Hunt, the Moon, and the Wanderer. She's well known for taking in outcast drow and teaching the ways of the above ground, teaching the ways of good, of dance, of singing. They're well known for their swordsmanship as well. The story goes, Alwyn, that she was tricked into firing a huntsman bow at her own father, and then forsook the use of bows afterwards, so all of her followers use melee weapons. And you can see on the wall now there is a very large longsword decorated in the like motif of nature with a silver moonlight blade on it. Her one eye looks you up and down. So he's dead then?
From my understanding, I believe he is.
That's sad, but he's probably better off. This world is ruined. It's pretty damn shit. He's probably in a better place.
Well, for his sake, I hope so.
So I'm going to ask you a question. I expect the truth.
Expect to where?
Why are you here? Did Paul tell you to come here? And did he expect to take Balan down with you guys? Or is it just you come here adventuring?
Just gonna look over my shoulder, probably towards Laneros, like, give him the look that says, hopefully, are we talking about this?
And he just shrugs and...
You can trust me. Honestly.
I mean, I feel like that's what anyone that wanted you to trust them would say, even if they weren't trustful, but in any case, yes, it was Krill that sent us here.
You know that Dragonborn is obsessed with vengeance. He's cursed.
We're not here on his behalf. We're just here... well... based on some information he gave us. We're aware of his possible duplicity and his ulterior motives.
His ulterior motives is to kill Balan. I know that. But what are you here for?
Chester? I feel you should explain this one. Chester, I know it's an interesting wolf head, but come on, focus.
This is where we find out whether Chester Deck has actually come up with a decent cover story or not.
It is lighting up green, Todd. We can't hear you.
He's not there.
Why is it flashing green?
I think he's rumbling in the background.
You know what? BRB.
Oh, sorry, I just went for a wee. You talking about me, yeah?
Yeah, the entire conversation veered towards you and you just weren't there.
Oh, sorry.
Chester's spot is just empty as he returns from the chamber pod.
Par for the course for Chester, I guess.
Oh, dead. Chester just like stumbles out a nearby door. Sorry.
Let me repeat. She said, now what are you all here for? And then Lanero said, Chester?
Ah. Well, he looks over at Laneros in exactly the same way as Olwyn did and asks, "Are we talking about this?"
I don't see why not.
Laneros seems to be in charge, even if it's my venture. Anyway, please, allow me to introduce myself. I'd say perhaps you've heard of me, but I don't think you have. Or if you have, it's probably not...
I have heard of you.
Well, there's some taste in this backwater world.
No, it's not been good.
Of course. My name is Chester Deck here.
I know of your name. What you're here for.
No, nothing said for
None of that introduction bullshit. What are you here for, Chester Decker?
Oh, well, it's definitely not the polite conversation. I'm here for a scroll.
How vague.
You haven't been particularly polite, and I am only forthcoming to people I find particularly engaging in conversation.
What are you here for? Please.
Ah, there we go. It's a bit civilized after all, is it not? I'm here for a scroll held by the Lord of Ruin. The scroll itself contains a particularly potent spell I'd like to cast myself. In the other world, not this one. So as soon as you help us out, we can fuck off.
You got a name for this scroll?
I do. That name is mine and mine own, and that of mine companions.
Do you know where the scroll is?
Yes, I do believe it is in the collection of the Lord of Ruin. Banal, something like that.
Balan's archives.
That's the one. Right in there, tucked away, somewhere nice, I should imagine. Somewhere easy, I should think.
She goes quiet for a brief period. Well, I could probably help you get to the archives pretty quick.
Chester clapped his hands together. Well, that's splendid. Just capital.
It's not going to be comfortable, though.
Oh, my lady, I've had plenty of things in places that aren't comfortable, I can tell you that.
My
prison pocket is well lubricated.
She can't help but grin. You're definitely funnier than the Chester Decker from this world. That's for sure.
Oh, yes, I very much like to meet you.
Is he might...
Please. Is he more attractive or less attractive than I am?
Do you want me to lie, or do you want me to tell you the truth?
Oh, the only person who really needs to know the answer is my rapier.
Gives a lopsided grin. The Chester Decker from this world seems to have come into the good graces of beauty. You, however, you have the look of a fancy warrior. Let's just say that you've got a bit of experience under your belt, and it shows.
I suspected she was blind, but now I know.
Look. Every now and then, the High Inquisitor comes here, and we deliver. We have to give him parts of a golem. Balan requests that we hand over iron golem parts every now and then.
So, we're likely to run into some iron golems, potentially?
No, I was saying, perhaps, if you want to get to the palace lickety-split like, I can get you into the lightning train. But by doing that, you'd probably be squished into crates.
Oh, you know I'm actually coming round to liking you.
But, if you don't fancy that, you can also go over to the saloon down the road. The station's there if you want to sneak on by yourself.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I get pretty majorly claustrophobic.
Yeah, you're a big lad. Probably won't fit in.
I wouldn't worry overly about Macra. He's probably going to die in transit.
We could transport him in a casket.
Oh, as long as it's got one of them comfy linen insides, yeah, I could probably live with that.
I could make you a nice casket, Master Macro.
It's probably going to be needed sooner rather than later. You may as well. Might do double duty then.
we have some hours before the High Inquisitor turns up. I heard he come into some trouble several days ago. So,
Which High Inquisitor?
so the shipment's been called forward.
I presume, out of game slightly, is there multiple High Inquisitors or just the one?
Just the one.
Okay, so it's Chad, right? Oh, yes.
I'd suggest you stay out of his sight while he's here. But if you want to go ahead and do with this plan, then you need to let me know within a few hours so I can get you in those crates. If you want to go to the saloon and get onto the train yourself, then head on off. There's nothing keeping you here.
What say you, gentlemen?
I don't really mind either way.
Well, we do have an opportunity here if we want it.
Right.
Do I get to pick the person I share the crate with?
Hold on, no one said anything about sharing crates, did they?
Yes, I'm
No.
pretty sure the druid of Echnichalach, or whatever her name is, can afford 6 crates.
Elestray.
Elestray, and 5, I can't count.
Oh, she seemed pretty run down. I did not expect her to have any money.
Excuse my friend, she's
It's okay.
adult in certain ways.
Yes.
Look. We get to keep this land here and feed the poor as long as we trade in these golem parts.
Yes, and we have to put all of our food into a special box.
You don't have to take my offer. Like I said, the station is down the road.
We'll take your offer, thank you. I presume that's fine with all of you, gentlemen.
Well, what I was going to say is that we have an opportunity to speak to the Inquisitor if we wish to.
Well, won't he recognise us? We kind of fucked him up the other day. Quite significantly, I might add.
And you see Narish's sighs at Jess's complete inability to get a hint.
Yeah, she does.
You
Hey-
could pretend to be the other self again, and this time do a good job.
Well, you heard it from the strange one over there. I look like a fatter, weathered, disgusting warrior blob.
You do.
I need to go on a diet.
Excuse me, may I interject?
Please.
If you plan on fighting on my farm, I'll probably kill you myself.
Oh, she's a comedian too.
Can it still be considered a farm, considering you have no more seeds?
Huh. Look, if there's hostile action taken against Balan's forces here, then this farm won't be allowed to stand afterwards. So, don't be doing no hostile action here.
What about
Look,
nearby?
let's get into some fucking dates.
She shrugs. Nearby's fine, as long as it's nowhere near the farm.
Do you have a map? Could you show us how far away we have to be exactly?
Yeah, she says, the palace is probably about 100 miles as the crow flies to the north. That's why you take the lightning train. Or you can teleport
I
yourself.
Never mind. I've got a feeling on this.
That's why you shouldn't deal with drow. Their units of measurements are nonsense. The crow flies
No
to
need
the
to worry
north.
yourself, Elseth.
So,
We will take
Well, what did
those
you say?
boxes.
Very well. We've made
Well.
good time getting here.
but you're more than welcome to stay around for a while. Have some food. Drink some grain liquor until you're ready to go. Which will probably
Already honest.
have to be within, I'd say, 4 hours. I heard Chad was unloading stock at the saloon, so it won't take him long to get here.
Right, well, that'd be appreciated. Thank you.
Just talk to Adawan.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of gestures to the door. If you have any questions, come back and ask.
Certain.
So she led out. Adamon is currently cooking in the kitchen. Says, settle down and I'll have some dinner or breakfast, I guess. Real quick.
What say you the name of this place again? You did tell us and I forgot.
The Spire Farmstead. named after me and my son, of course.
Excellent, thank you.
Would you like to acquire the current location of the seeds?
If you have it, yes.
Yes. How many seeds are there and how much are you paying per seed?
I don't know. Wandy was doing it for free.
I am not.
So you're gonna go collect them for me if I pay you?
No, I will reveal the location of them if you pay me.
This seems like a dodge deal. Where did you come from? As in, you said, well, you teleported here, obviously. But where did you start the teleport? I'm just curious.
You are not conversing with Master Makra or Master Deco currently, you're conversing with me. And I am not stupid.
That was where the location of the seeds are.
I apologize, I was mistaken.
What are you offering for the location of the seeds?
It was the same place that Chandelier King was. That's why we teleported here, because we didn't want fire with this.
That little cave. It was there, wasn't it? Right down the bottom in like a little sack.
Yeah, where the big murder scary guy was, like the blind you. So
the nurse just sighs and walks off.
Yeah, he slams one hand down on your shoulder and says, There, Anon, you nearly got there," and then walks off.
Master Makra.
I do believe I don't like my intelligence being insulted. Do you, good Makra?
Never mind.
Oh, I did it.
You know that.
Master Chester, I will put my presumed profits of this deal on the final bill for you.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you, is there anything anyone would like to do before we get on with whatever we're doing? As in moving on?
If he's getting shoved into a crate, get really fucking pissed.
Are you actually getting drunk?
If he's going to get shoved into a crate, yeah.
I thought he was going to waste a rage getting into that crate, and I was like, why?
Yeah, he's going to do a Tyrion Lannister.
Alright, can you do me a favour then? Just make a con save for the hours of drinking that you are currently doing.
Oof.
Cool.
That's a bad roll.
You are drunk. Very drunk. In fact, you have the poison condition.
Jesus. Alcohol.
Elsef is just going to dismantle the chair she was given and backpack it.
Yeah, fair enough. You spend the time doing that. I'm just getting your tokens ready, that's all. Right. Okay, so a couple of hours go by, you've had food, Makra has drank probably a whole bottle of grain whiskey at this point, and is swaying slightly in his chair, when eventually some iron golems bring up large crates and bits and pieces of what look like metal, iron, rivets and stuff like that. There's about 8 crates in total, and Adawan says, well, take your pick. I mean, remember, this doesn't have to be the way that you take it. You can find your own way if you're going to be uncomfortable.
I would like to discern which of the crates is the most structurally sound.
The crate that is most structurally sound seems to be... As you open it up and look in, seems to be the one with a single breastplate in it. A large breastplate, the front part of an iron golem. It's got a nice space because it's put in diagonally. You can get under it, be protected. None of it rattles around, and there's lots of hay around. It's quite soft in there.
Yeah, Elsef takes that crate and just like puts the lid on and just says goodbye.
Right. What about the rest of you?
Macro stumbles about.
Alright, so Orwin,
Don't really mind which one.
you go to walk to the nearest one, and Adawan lifts up like a false top. So it's filled with rivets and odd assortments of scrap, and he lifts it up and there's just an empty space beneath. And then he, as you climb in, puts it back on. And he says, right, so just so you know, these crates will be able to be lifted. If you want to get out, you will be able to get out from inside.
Mm-hmm.
What they don't know is that the sides, he says, and he hits the sides, they're loose. So a good kick will open them.
Good to know. Good to know.
Alright, so Macro, you're like...
Macro stumbles. He tries to find the biggest one, but he's not exactly in the best conditions to do so.
You are definitely squeezing in this one, whereas the others kind of hunched down, but not comfortable, but better. You are put into this empty crate, and a load of straw is just placed on top of your head, and before long, I'm guessing you're snoozing anyway.
Yeah, he just passes out in the box.
Yeah.
That was the plan anyway. He's like Mr. T. He just doesn't need milk, though. He just needs grain whiskey.
Mm-hmm. And Laniros.
So Laniros
gets a phone call.
Yep, alright, so Laniros, you are shown a crate of what looks like crops with a false top.
Okay.
Hello, Nearest. This is the Fey Father. Your Fey Mother wants to know how you're doing.
Alright. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm assuming... Yeah, and Chester's just shoved into a bunch of camping supplies. Just surrounded by, like, bits of metal and canvas. He's not here to say anything, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so you're in this position for maybe 30 minutes when all of you hear a wagon approaching, the clatter of wheels, the clop of horses' hoof falls, and you hear a familiar voice. Yes. Are they them? Chester? Open them. And then you hear Adawan say, we've sealed them. There's no need to open them, sire. And Chester, you hear kind of like the clop of heels onto the veranda, and Chester turns around and says, Chad, why would we have to? There's never been a problem, and it's a lot of effort. And you hear Chad go, fine. Just get them moving. And you hear a spell being cast. Very familiar to Laniros, Bigby's hand. And Laniros, your crate, it's like a lurch. You get lifted up and then plop down somewhere. And you can definitely see between the slats the glowing, glittery, arcane form of a Bigby's hand. And then one by one, you're all lifted up onto a wagon, which kind of teeters and topples nearly. And then you're on your journey, on the way. And maybe an hour later, you feel your crates being loaded into what feels like some sort of moving belt, and then placed down in a dank, dark interior. The smell of the smelting, like a forge, is in the air. It smells very metallic here, except for obviously all the goods that are around you. You're all slightly cramped. Your legs may be starting to cramp. You're starting to ache. And then eventually, there's silence as drow workmen retreat away from this room. And you are in complete darkness and complete silence. And then you hear an engine, lightning humming to life. And then suddenly there's a lurch in all of your chests, and the train is away. So, anyone doing anything?
I'm opening a basket of cheese and wine in my crate.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Elsa's eating a sandwich.
One moment. I said I had a map. You can have a map if you want.
Oh no, that means we're gonna fight.
Well, no, not necessarily, does it?
No,
It means we're gonna fight.
It is a certainty, yes.
Definitely wouldn't spend the time making a map unless we're scrapping on here.
Well, I didn't make the map.
You say that. You say that, but I had tons of other maps. The saloon, station, everything. You never saw it. So don't give me that bullshit, guys.
Well, we couldn't fight on the saloon because we didn't go there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had the maps anyway, because I'm like that. Okay, so go ahead. You guys could even talk to each other through the crates at the moment if you wished.
Is anyone?
Decker,
Yes.
should we check the other luggage to see if anything worth looting is inside this train?
Well, it depends if it takes it off my bill. And also, I've got a horrible cramp, so anything to get out of this blooming crate.
I don't think anything in the crates will solve your cramp, but if I strike it rich in here, I will reduce your bill by 1%.
Good. Not 1%, by the appropriate amount.
1%.
Then you will only raise the bill by 1% in other endeavours.
We shall see what I can find. And Elsef crowbars open the crate and gets out.
It currently sounds like the train is also transporting wildebeest. With macro snores.
Yeah, fair enough. I've also sending you a meme I got sent. There you go, it's in the group. Yeah, okay, so...
Amazing.
Oh, found that hilarious. So yeah, Elsa, if you break out of the crate, begin looking around. The area is filled with other crates, large caskets. You can hear bottles rattling. And you go near one crate, and you hear the bottles rattling. It's obviously like a crate of wine or something like that, or like some sort of liquids. In one far corner, there's an anvil, and you can see blacksmithing tools all around, tongs, aprons. There's a rack of spears. There's an entire crate that's been opened, filled to the brim with bolts. There's silk and satin and all kinds of materials hanging in one corner. Large, luxurious goods, carpets all rolled up. The ground beneath you is a steel plate, but it bumps up and down, and you have to kind of like steady yourself. And at that moment, the train veers and turns, and you kind of nearly fall over as you grapple onto parts of the crates around you. So I'm assuming Chester just burst out as well.
Yes.
Alright, so you climb out.
Yeah, it smells like an old Waffle House sink in here.
Do you frequent waffle houses, Master Decker?
Yeah, well, you know, every now and then, back in Longinia. Should we see if the others want to come out? Like, knock on the side of Orwin's crate.
We heard them talking and stuff out there.
Yeah,
Wandering around, right?
you heard the snap as they climbed out the crate.
Are we supposed to be getting down now?
No, we're going to have a look around. Come out. Use your hocus pocus to help us look.
He pops his head out. Yeah, I don't really know what kind of hocus pocus you mean.
I don't know. But let's leave Veneros on his crate. It'll be hilarious. Yes, we're all staying hidden.
Seems a little bit on the mean side, don't you think?
Oh, it seems a little bit on the hilarious side. Pranks are part of your contract. You may want to go back and read it. Section 2, paragraph A. Let's fuck up Veneros.
Well, hear the mass.
Right, let's have a look. We're going to search around, I guess.
Master Felt, if you could detect magic in any of these crates, I would be most... Well, I wouldn't be
That's
happy
something that
about
I do
it.
normally, I'm afraid.
Ah, fuck, Veneros, we're all out. Come and detect some magic for us.
What's that?
Veneros, we're robbing a train.
Yes, and everyone said, let's keep Veneros in his crate, it'll be funny. And I said, no, he's our good friend.
Yes. I was awake this whole time.
And also, we need to take magic.
Why are we robbing this train?
That's a strange question, Why wouldn't we warp this train?
Because we are not in need of its supplies and it belongs to someone else?
Yes, but we are robbing that someone else of Master Decker's scroll, which is theft. Stealing from this train is not gonna worsen the crime in any way.
Why would we want to risk detection prior to getting somewhere that we're trying to get to stealthily?
I should have shared that opinion before I got out of the crate.
Or you can get back in the crate.
You do know this group, right?
I'm very far away from the crate now. And much closer to the stuff I want to steal.
Are you? I thought you needed my detect magic to figure out if there's anything worth stealing.
Well, I can just spend more time looking for it, Master Linnaeus, if you do not want me to get back into the crate.
I don't follow. Sometimes for someone who has such a logical mind, you make no sense.
Well, see, Master Linnaeus, I'm holding this operation hostage by forcing you to cast Detect Magic, so I get back into the train sooner.
You think? He chuckles.
But in that case, Elsa just starts ruffling through things.
Alright, make an investigation check. Nice. Alright, so immediately you head to a crate that has the symbols of a white hand pasted all around the top. And as you open it, like the crate, it's slightly rusty. You lift it up with a squeak. Look towards the door as it squeaks. Nobody seems to hear it. Inside, there's 4 ebony wood cases.
Oh, looks good.
How many of them?
4.
I put them into my newly made bag of holding.
No, look what's inside them first. Don't just
Master
stash.
Decker, we shouldn't risk detection.
I didn't say detection. I said open them.
Okay, Elsef opens one of them.
Okie dokie. So inside the first one you pick up is a bottle of wine.
Oh.
It looks like a thick, red, viscous, like syrupy substance.
Chester's going to try and identify the label using his deep knowledge of culture.
Okay, it's in Elvish. Do you know Elvish?
No.
Then you can't read it.
Elsef reads it out.
It's called Aged Goodberry Wine.
Can Chester now roll for culture?
I'm not gonna lie, that's a shite name for a wine.
Yes, exactly. That's a shame, because it came in its own little house.
Well, do you know what it is, Master Decker, or how much it is worth?
Do I?
You could roll just an intelligence check.
Yes, I'm not very good at that.
If you're after the price of something, I could probably help you with that. The finding of the things I can't, but...
Shit just has no idea about wine.
Chester dribbles slightly.
Right, so yeah, your appraisal trait, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite a rare item. It's probably worth about 2,500 gold.
I think if we're going to sell it, it'd probably be about, a couple of thousand to 3,000. Depends on what kind of buyer's looking for it.
Okay, Master Decker, we can subtract that from your bill, and Elsef puts it into the bag of holding.
But you know that's more than you actually paid in the first place.
Master Decker,
Nice.
if you remember right, I paid you money for this operation. We teleported to the place where we're going to go, and you did not return the money and instead spent it on a rapier.
And I must point out, I rolled max on its charges, so it's a full bottle as well.
Now hear me out. We go to a tavern, pop that on the table and say we bought it as bottle service, and we let the bitches ride us all evening.
Master Decker, when you came up with this idea, did you think I would go for it? Or did you just want you to hear yourself say it?
Well, I meant men as well, obviously.
Master Decker, when you came up with this second idea, did you think I would be more likely to go for it?
No.
Yeah. And Elsa puts it into the bag of holding and opens the second case.
Let's see if it's a eunuch healing potion.
Eunuch, what the fuck? Okay, as you open this one, there seems to be a sort of fruit in there.
Ooh.
Just a red fruit.
Master Laniros, it is a fruit.
Congratulations, you are master thieves.
I guess I'll just put a fruit down.
Yeah, I've got the items. I'm just not until you identify. I ain't giving you nothing.
Elsif opens the third one.
God damn it! There seems to be a potato shaped like a fist.
Okay, I'll put that down. A potato shaped like a fist. We're just having a jolly good time right now.
Thus far, we have a great night, a sarcastic comment from Laniros, which is worth its weight in gold, I'll have you know, and probably first prize at the vegetable competition.
Do you know where the vegetable competition is, Master Decker?
Yeah, probably one in that farmstead back there. Too late for it now.
On the last crate.
Right, and the last crate, or box, has a pair of fancy blue and white gloves inside.
Oh, now there's where they've been hiding the class. Oh.
And Elsif pockets does as well.
Yeah.
You pocket the gloves, yeah?
Yeah, and then Elsif just goes back to her crate, holds out the potato shaped like a fist for Laniros, and just says, "And you thought this wouldn't be worth it," and just shuts the crate again.
Well, it's only because you got the fucking really high investigation check. That's... But... yeah, there you go.
And I guess Elsif casts Identify as a ritual in the crate while we continue the journey on...
which one are you doing it on?
I guess the train ride is more than 30 minutes, so all of them?
Well, I want to know which one first.
Well, the gloves. I think the gloves are the most interesting things. I'm not too fond of the potato shaped like a fist.
Alright, after roughly the time, you managed to identify them as gloves of healing.
What does that do?
I just showed them to the players if you want to read.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright.
I mean, these aren't attunements, so Elsif gets out of her crate, knocks on Chester's crate. Master Decker,
Yes.
the gloves are for you.
Right you are, thank you. I knew I'd get my mitts on these eventually.
They make your fluids more potent.
Ah.
Oh no.
Just reading it now, he rubs his hands together. These are well lubricated. Oh.
God, the sounds that are going to be coming out of that crate on the rest of the journey.
These will be added onto the bill, and Elsif gets back to her chest.
Yeah. Alright, so...
Now we're doing the potato shaped like a fist.
Alright, so as you begin identifying the potato shaped like a fist, you will hear as a door opens, and you hear the sound of a female say, yes, of course, sir. And then another familiar voice say, look, he just wants them inspected. All we need to know is what's in them, of course. And then I can maybe take a little bit of the stuff on the side, if you know what I mean, like I did with that good berry wine. Remember, if we take that into the harem, bitch is gonna ride us all night long.
He sounds like a quick hide. Absolute fucking dickhole is coming.
You just hear, like, for those who are near, I'm screaming like, too right.
Let's go. Don't hurry up.
And then you hear the female voice, which sounds slightly familiar, but you guys can't place it. Say, yes, like those, like that fruit that I wanted, the Merry Berry.
Oh, I'm correct that I have identified that. That's the Mary Barrett.
This fruit is named after a baker. Hide.
And as you hear a crate being moved, you hear a voice, the male voice, go, "Wait, where are they? Look, Pelane, I put them in here. I promise. Don't waste my time, Chester. If this is another one of your pranks, look, I'm not pranking. Oh, I'll burn your damn books if you don't find me that damn piece of fruit. I was looking forward to that, Chester. And you hear Chester defend himself with, look, my books, they're stories. Just because you don't appreciate stories doesn't mean that they're not good. Look, and you hear a kind of sound of a whoosh of a spell being cast. Find me that piece of fruit. And if it doesn't exist, I'll burn you again. You hear some mumbling. And then around Alwyn, around your crate, you hear the shuffle of footfalls.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear your lid being moved. It doesn't move, of course. And then he goes, ugh. I must have put it in one of these crates. And then you hear something metal clang. And then you feel... And the lid of your crate...
my one?
Yeah. Is lifted.
Is this... Have I heard, like, the initial lid or, like, the underlid?
The initial lid.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, and then you hear... Like, you feel like a whiff of, like, kind of breeze. And then you hear, oh, it's just rivets. I wouldn't have put it in this one. What about this one? And then all of you hear cracking, but it's not on any of your crates. And then a lid comes. Aha! Wait. What the fuck? Macra, you kind of wake up and look up to see Chester Decker looking down at you with a look of absolute horror on his face. And he goes, what in the flying fuck are you?
Meanwhile, while this ruckus is going on, I'll cast Minor Illusion just above myself to resemble the crops that I'm hiding in between.
Yeah.
Who has he spotted, Liam?
Macra! He looks down. What are you? Why?
Fuck off. I'll just wave a hand at him and then roll over and try and get back hit the straw again.
Right, so you hear him go, what the? And immediately begin casting a spell. Macra, is there anything you'd like to do?
If he starts casting a spell... No, probably not. Probably still inebriated enough to not realise what he's doing.
Right, I think you know what this means.
Hey.
You've tried to play it off as a homeless person, but you've not let the role play happen, Liam.
You didn't. He just. So this is Chester Decker.
Oh my god, he's way more attractive than ours.
Yeah, he looks like he's got his shit together.
I mean, the hairstyle is a few years old, maybe, but rest of him, look at that face.
How much so bad?
That's the face of a man who can actually use his rapier and it uses the correct ability score.
So sad. 28 on initiative, but won't participate.
Yeah. Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry. Don't
What's
worry,
up?
it's all good. I'm being an idiot.
Are you?
Yeah. For real. To the point where I don't want to say it because it's embarrassing.
Was that Chester talking, or you told?
No, that was real.
Oh, sorry, I'm just teasing.
No, I was also bagging myself off. Are we out of the crates yet, or do we hear this?
No, you just.
Macro.
You do hear a spell being cast, but that was his turn. The surprise round is kind of over. Not that it's a surprise, but let's play some music.
Play some music.
I think it needs to be epic boss battle music, considering the foe.
Sure, let's do it then. Alright, okay, so Lineros, your turn.
Yep, I will, I guess, dodge in my crate.
Okay. One moment, let me take some GM turns.
Holy hyperactive music.
I saw it there! Just Rocket asked, not Rocket, sorry, Todd asked for it. Chester Decker, it is your turn.
Can I... so what does he hear? He hears the spell being cast.
Yeah, you hear the spell being cast. It echoes through, and then that's it.
Okay, he's gonna burst out of his crate.
Right, I'm gonna roll a Wisdom saving throw for Ruin World Chester just to see if he actually knows what's going on. He's He's not frightened. He's paralysed for a turn as he just goes, "What?"
As Chester bursts out, he kind of looks at him, looks at the box with Necro in it, and then as he says "what," he kind of like half shittily goes "what" afterwards. And then when he turns his head to the side, he pretends to do it like he's a reflection at the same time, as if he can sort of fool him.
Alright, make a performance check.
Evil Chester's like, what? This one has a goatee and a mustache. What is this? Star Trek?
Oh, you're on top!
Still pretty good though.
It is still good. However,
it just looks extra shit that he tried. Like it's like genuinely like the worst idea ever, but all he could think of.
I'm assuming you jumped out in front of him.
Yeah, and he pretends it's like a mirror for like a second, but it's so fucking shit that.
Right, so this Chester, like I said, just kind of backs away, scared.
Is it still my turn?
No, the other Chester, I meant. But you can continue if you want, yeah. That was your action, though.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just gonna after it's done, and he realizes, and he still realizes that he's not got it. He's like, "Fuck, boys, let's go."
All right, so that's the turn.
He also is quite attractive.
I'm just taking some NPC turns. Alright, the door opens and you see a familiar drow enter the train. The magistrate that you were meant to kill at the bathhouse, who teleported away in the Valkyr battle, stands there, absolutely bewildered, goes, "What's going on, Chester? What was your..."
I'm a simulacrum!
She takes a deep breath, runs round to here.
He's been practicing magics.
And immediately, there's 3 flashes, and you all hear crashing as Chester, 3 Eldritch Blasts smash into you for a total of 23 force damage.
Fucking hell. Nasty.
Macro, your lid's off if you wanted to climb out.
Macro continues to try to go back to sleep. No one's actually hitting me or anything, have they? So.
No, but you've just seen Chester be blasted against your crate.
Okay, give me down, you deckheads.
Alright, Elzef, your turn.
Elsef gets out of the crate.
Yep.
Steps in front of Chester. Oh, this one is less hideous.
Yes, I know.
Liam, do I get an inspiration for purposefully wasting my turn because I'm pissed?
No, but you all do get inspiration for the group catch-up, though, so...
I've already got 3, I didn't even need one, I just wanted to
remember, maximum is 4.
Oh, fucking hell, yes, it is.
And Elsef gets out a death machine.
Alright.
Right here. And sets part of the room on fire, I guess, with the flamethrower.
Oh, but... Alright, Chester automatically fails, but the magistrate passes.
I feel like that should be 3d8 force damage. Is it 3d8? It's 3d8. I adjusted it. Okay. It's just a shit roll.
It's a very terrible roll. Anything else, Elza?
No.
Alright. Owen.
Is this an accurate depiction of the train? Is this like a passenger train or is it a goods train?
It's like you're in the cargo hold.
So it's a passenger train.
Yeah, it looks like it was transporting soldiers, and this was the cargo hold for the parts.
Soldiers as in, like, bad soldiers?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, I assume that we can, like, see into the next carriage now the door's been opened.
It automatically closes behind her.
Automatically closes? The fuck is
It's a
this?
lightning train.
It's a lightning train! Why are you arguing automatic doors when you're on a goddamn lightning train?
not believable, is it? Is there a window?
Yeah.
Cool.
Please tell me you're going to climb on the roof, because that would be an epic fight if you climb on the roof.
No, I'm just gonna whip a spell down the corridor just so it's far enough away, and hopefully get some other people as well. And try and catch these two right on the end of it. Oh, that's a pretty poor roll. 3 1s.
Alright, so tell me where you're casting it, and then I'll include every target in it that you manage.
Far enough away from me, so at the end of that, I guess.
Yep. Just so you know, you will hit 3 extras.
Well, I was hoping to.
Yeah. And that is a con save.
Chester and Elsif aren't particularly endearing themselves to the rest of the party.
You think?
Have the ever.
Once I've done that, I'm just going to kind of duck down into the crate again.
Yep, alright, let me check magic.
Go whack 'em all.
Magistrate fails.
Oh my god. The death machine succeeds.
Fun enough, so does
The death
Chester.
machine's not in it.
Yeah, death machine's not in it.
Oh, I thought we were all at it.
No, and immediately Chester grabs his chest and goes, I'm having a heart attack! And the magistrate grunts as blood falls down the side of her mouth. She goes, shut up! Get in there!
Oh, he is good.
Alright. Linearos, it's your turn. You hear fighting, that's for sure.
Yes, I know. Technically, the first aggressive action was the Inquisitor, right?
Yeah.
You just hear like a loud sigh, and then pop the lid off and stand up.
Yeah, like, whoop. You've got like crops all just dropping around you.
And how are they looking? How is Chester looking, especially after this?
The enemy Chester looks absolutely in agony, looks distraught as if he's having a heart attack. His face is purple, beet red.
Alright. I'll cast Hold Person on him.
On what, the ruined Chester, yeah?
No, I'll cast on the two of them with level 3 Hold Person.
Alright, so wisdom saving throws, yes?
Yep.
Both of them? You got both of them?
Did we really... Chester, Elsith, don't, okay? And then he just, like, sighs deeply again.
Alright, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright, so something peculiar happens. All of you notice a pair of ravens flying through the windows.
Yeah, that's good.
And then they land exactly right next to Chester. And appearing, as if out of nowhere, with a puff of black feathers, you see High Inquisitor Chadnir appear. He looks around the room and goes, "Oh, not you!"
Hey.
Swings the Titanfall Arbalest from his back. He no longer seems to have his 2 small crossbows, and immediately fires an explosive bolt at the far end. Can I have a dexterity saving throw from all of you?
Well, that's an automatic failure.
I'll use inspiration for this one.
Like an automatic pass, or just to get
No,
you
just normal inspiration.
Yeah, cool.
I wish I did that as well.
Alright, so this bolt whizzes past Macra, digs into the chest piece of an old empty iron golem behind you, explodes out with fire. So, Chester Decker,
Yeah.
you take 12 fire damage, and 25 fire damage, and the rest of you take 12. What about you, Elsif?
Oh, I thought you said the 4 of you. Since you said the 5 of the room. I don't
Yeah, so you
any
take...
damage.
Oh, what, have you got evasion?
No, I don't.
So you take 12 fire damage.
Yes.
Yeah, as a fireball erupts from the the bolt, and he then uses bonus action to dodge roll 1, 2, and then appears behind the wall over here as he runs for cover. Chester.
Jesus. So what did just an out of game intelligence check for me for a second ago because I missed. My brain is just rubbish. What did Lineros not imply that he didn't want me to do?
Rob trains that we don't need robbing, and then get yourself into all kinds of trouble.
Okay, well that's too late for that. I will. Can I see the High Inquisitor, or is the door closed behind him?
The door's closed behind him. He dodge rolled and then ran.
Okay. Very well then. I'm going to jump back here. I guess I better show what I'm good at. And I'll drop a happy hour.
Alright.
Give 3 to myself. Get a bonus action. No, I won't actually. Yes, I will.
Alright, so that's your turn then.
That's my turn.
Okay. The evil Chester, he's not evil, but the other Chester struggles with the spell. Fuck's sake. Rolled a natural 1. At that moment, a bunch of actual Inquisitors turn up, begin to shoot into the room. If only the one that had shot Arne over and over and over was still alive.
No. Just no.
Okay, so Elzef, one of the arrows skitters off your breastplate, but one looks like it's about to hit.
I mean, I have full spell slot.
Yeah, ricochets off of it.
29 AC.
Yep. And then one does embed deep into your hip.
You keep critting on these.
I crit on 1. The rest all missed. You just like 6 out of 6 crossbow bolts. 5 will ricochet off of you, but 1 finds purchase for a total of 16 piercing damage and 9 poison.
Oh Jesus, that's 25. Just an amount of damage.
The magistrate is still held. Alright, so old man Makra. Makra, it's your turn.
I guess Macross took a bit of damage. Like, you've not heard of it? Fucking laying sleeping bugbears, like bastards. And gets out of his box and kind of like explodes out of it a bit.
There's no getting back in that one then.
Bastards! And then charges them down. So that's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, you can probably get a tasty. He'll go here, he'll jump on some boxes, and he'll start some big dick swinging, I reckon, whilst he's still got it. Where is it, big dick swinging? There it is. So 3, so 1 to the north, 1 to the north, and then the 1 to the northwest, I imagine.
Alright,
Yeah,
roll a hit with disadvantage.
He's doing it raging.
Sorry. You're poisoned, so yeah.
So, no. Oh, I missed out on that crit, which is annoying. So, 23, 31, and 16.
Also, can you roll? Just click it again, because you crit 2 of them, sorry, so.
What do you want me to do, sorry?
Alright, so let me write in the damages for the ones you've hit. And then I need you to click it twice again so I can get some damage, crit damage.
Do you want me to press crit twice then? Will that do it?
Probably. If you've got a button. Yeah, just click it again.
There you go.
Cool. That's perfect.
And that's the end of his go. That's everything used.
Alright. Elza.
Elsef casts Heelys and scoots past everything into this room.
Yeah, Chadnir is up against the side of the wall, and as you run past, just goes, "Wait, what?"
And since he's standing there, I shall use the most powerful tool in my arsenal. A rope of
grenade.
useful items. And from it, Elsef drops a 10 by 10 foot pit below Chadnir. And since you're on a train...
Wait, what?
So I think that means landing onto the train wheels, I reckon, from where he's currently stood.
No, I think that just means he drops straight on the fucking ground and gets run over by a train.
On top of the train wheels and then getting fucking dragged through them.
Okay, yeah, the 10 foot by 10 foot pit opens up, and he falls.
Now
Yeah.
that's some damage. So how much is a train running over you? How many fixes is that?
Didn't we all already establish it's a lightning train, so there's no wheels or anything?
Yep.
Oh, there's no. I thought this would be.
I assume by lightning train, because there's been no real description, but I assume you mean it's kind of like a maglev train.
Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, there's no description because you were in a crate and then you got lifted into it, so you haven't seen it from the outside.
It was
Right.
still worth it. That's what I saved this pit for.
Alright. Owen.
I still have to death. Oh no, I used my bonus action. Forget it.
Pop back out of the crate. Can I see Elseth from where I am?
No.
That's unfortunate for Elseth. Let's start with that. That works okay. I'll whip another one of these down the corridor.
Alright, so as you pull forth from the weave of this realm, Olwen, immediately, those of you in battle who are perceptive, especially in seas, Olwen's eyes immediately flash blue and begin to glow blue to the point where you can't see the whites of his eyes anymore. And as he focuses this spell, you see the veins on his neck begin to protrude outwards. You can feel your heartbeat like a drum beat in the back of your head, Olwen, as you force the weave to do your command, and you fling the spell forward. Not only does it fling forward, but it drags the weave with it, almost snapping like lightning as it whizzes through the air past. And as it focuses up, the circle of death has like a glow of blue to it, like the weave itself is imbibed in it, and then just bursts up. Can you roll an extra 3d10?
Sure.
And then tell me the radius.
It's 60 foot.
So everyone here.
Well, no, same positioning as last time.
Ah, okay, yep.
So the center point is where the arrow ends. If you can see the arrow, I assume you can.
Yep.
So basically, we'll hold on. I need to move the camera over. It covers that.
Yep, I got that.
Oh, I moved the camera over and Roll20 decided to quit and thank me for playing Dungeons and the Mad Mage.
Nice. I will then duck back down into the thing.
For some reason, something seemed to power you.
I have to save as well, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, something seemed to imbue in your spell then for some reason. You have no idea why, Owen.
Okay.
Maybe something
good
to do
to
with the
know.
massive like electricity underneath the train.
That is 20 damage, Jesus.
Yep. Laneros, your turn.
You're muted on it.
You are muted.
This is correct. I guess with a bit more satisfaction than is suitable, you'll take a bit of revenge on Chester, even if it's the different one.
Oh yeah, Macro's definitely got a semi after absolutely nailing chest to death with that Upesh there.
The phrasing of that statement was horrific.
Beautiful. It was exactly how it should have been.
Get over here and then Steel Wind Strike the 5 that are in this.
I hate you all. That spell is so OP. But yeah, go ahead.
So I'll go from like the 3 Inquisitors first.
Okay.
So, top one,
That's a hit.
middle one, bottom one. Yeah, funnily enough, that one did the whiff did as much damage as the 2 hits. Anyway, so those are the 3 which are.
Yep.
And then the other 2 are made from within 5 feet. So if I hit, I crit and I have advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that one's another 60-10.
This poor evil Chester. Oh no, he's not evil. I should put that in brackets.
That's another 41 for him.
God, that's some awful attack damage rolls. That's a bit better.
And then that one's another 39.
I seriously hate hold person so much.
It's such a good combo as well.
Yep.
Just the deck, there is no more.
And then I've used 1, 2, 3, 4 bits of movement. So after I get back here, I'll take 2 steps back. Over here.
Uh-huh. Alright, so that's at the end of your turn. Hi, Inquisitor Chadnir. A pair of ravens fly through the window in the southern part of the cargo hold, land here, and then form into Chad as he stands up, brings out the arbalest. I rolled a 31 for his dex save to grab onto the ledge. Sorry. He brings out the arbalest, looks around, and then sees Laneros and goes to fire it. But as he goes to fire it, it looks like the bolt glows bright white as he fires. Let's see if it comes firing towards you. I need you to make a dex save.
It's not a spell, is it?
Can I snarky comment him, Liam, here?
You could, although it's not an attack roll, so no. It's rolled an attack roll, but it's not.
Right.
Alright, cool. So you pass this saving throw, and it leaves a bright beam as it strikes through you. Like, it seems to just go ethereal, and then leave a burning white hot line of force. And you manage to dodge out of the way just as it hits you and clips your ribs, leaving a searing burn, and you take 40 force damage.
Look, it's your apprentice that's robbing this train, not me.
And then he dodge rolls out the window. And you hear clunk, clunk, clunk.
Clunk, 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 as in he's now 600 feet behind us, or?
No, clunk, 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 as if he's climbing up the side of the train.
That's not nice.
Chester deck here.
Okay.
I don't know the spell Summon Tunnel, but that'd be good right about now.
What do I want to do? What? I'll try.
Actually.
Wait, have you taken the damage yet, or?
Maybe.
Yeah, 40 force damage.
Oh, I thought you said something. Okay. Yeah, I didn't.
If I transfer happy hour over to the staff and then cast another happy hour so that it's double happy hour, does that work?
No, you have to use a bonus action to do one of them, so you can't bonus action to do two.
Oh, I think we've had that conversation before.
We have, yeah.
Okay. In that case, I will.
But it's good to transfer it, just so that you can cast another
I'm going to do that anyway, yeah.
So it's a bonus action to cast to transfer it, so you won't be able to actually use happy hour this turn.
I'll move here and I'll sensual massage Laneros.
Okay.
Sorry, old chap. I know it was me that caused all that hassle. I'll cast it at level 4.
Alright, so you cure wounds him. I hate saying sensual massage him.
No, he's essentially massage him right in each of the crevices.
And I get +5, right? Because that's without your gloves of healing still.
Yeah. No, I put them on.
Yeah, but you didn't put them in.
Yeah, so So it's 31 hit points.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but that actually feels kind of nice.
I'm getting good, aren't I? These gloves are extra silky. And then I will also do my happy hour.
Wow. You don't get to if you transferred it to the If you transferred it to the scepter, you won't be able to.
Why, is that a bonus action?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
You can do it next turn, but not this turn.
Oh yeah, Elzef, I forgot. You should be able to see these.
Well, I don't want to.
Alright, so that's the end of your turn then, I'm assuming?
It is, yeah.
Alright, so Macra, a bunch of these Inquisitors load their bolts in and begin shooting at you.
Remember that they have advantage.
Oh, I've remembered. So they're all going to hit, basically, so let me add this up. I'll negate the piercing damage, obviously, afterwards. So 19, 30, 39...
Let's give me some context.
55,
Yeah.
55 half, so you take 27 piercing damage. And 10...
Have you halved that, yeah?
Yep. 10, 16...
27.
And then 33 poison.
It's through poison. Any con saves for you, sir?
Oh wait, do me a favour. Sorry about that. And just negate 10 of that damage. One did actually miss.
Ha!
Con saves for what?
Poison? No?
No, you're just poisoned. You're drunk.
Oh no, I was on about because they've shot me with poison arrows. They normally have con
No,
saves.
it just does poison damage.
Sweet. Yeah.
And then Elzef, 4 of the Inquisitors fire down the whole way at you.
I mean, I cast shield if any of them hit.
Okay. Would you believe? None of them hit.
24
Oh, wait.
AC.
No, wait! One does look like it's coming to hit, and then you force field and it misses, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. That was fucking 8 shots at you. Cool. Alright, Macro, your turn.
You're not going to let me shove that one into line with the other two, are you? And then also do my big dick swing, are you?
Shove is an action, but so no.
Yeah.
It's an attack action, so you're not going to be able to do big dick swing.
Can I get all 3 of these in a straight line? I physically can't, not going to be able to do it, am I, with maths?
No. Without maths, you won't be able to either.
You could just do what everyone else does and make 2 attacks.
Well, that's a big fucking vaginas. Right, yeah, I'll lay 2 into this one to my left. I'll focus fire my attacks recklessly, so it draws out the advantage. That's 18 for 15 and 21 for 18.
Yep, they're good hits.
Sweet, and that's macro done. And then
Yeah.
this guy's got disadvantage to attack anyone else other than me, and then resistance if he does it.
Alright, so as you leap down the crate, you stab this one in the gut, lift her up, and then drop her, and then cut the left arm off at the shoulder blades. She's wailing and squealing. She's pretty hurt. Elzef, your turn.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Elzef moves here, Death Machine moves here, Death Machine rains fire on the 3 Inquisitors. It's a cone, so that should be fine without hitting Macro.
Yeah, you'll pass.
They all pass.
Yep.
That was quick. And then she throws a good old fireball at the other 3.
Okay. There's 4 there.
Well, you know, the number that is there.
That was 3 failures. And 1
For
pass.
42 damage.
Cool.
Then she, like, blocks the way here, so they're forced to shoot at her.
Smart.
Oh no, she can't, because that's where the hole is. So she
That's
just
very
stays there.
true. Alright. Ulwin, you feel the power fade that you had just summoned forth?
Okay. I saw Elspeth now, right? She came into the middle and then disappeared, so knowing she's now there, I will shorten the range a bit and just go for a firebolt down the corridor at the same 4 that she went for.
Okay. Double fireball. Alright, 2 pass, 2 fail.
Duck back down in the crate.
I love that Alwyn hasn't left the crate. It's like just still standing in it.
Just poke his head out.
Laneros?
Firebolt the Inquisitor that's behind Makra.
Alright, cool. Oof. As the firebolt hits her, it blows a hole through her left side, and you see what looks like slimy intestines then slop out as she falls to one knee and begins to scream. She's trying to hold it in and drop to her crossbow, and she looks up with like what looks like tears welling in her eyes. Looks like she's either going to bolt or just die on the spot.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
Alright, to your right, Leros, you see Chadnir's face peer around the open window? And he will... Yep. He aims the arbalest on the side and fires it, and it hits you, or goes to hit you. However, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Is it a spell that's hitting me?
No, I wouldn't say it's a spell. It's just like
a magical arrow.
Yeah, it's a magical arrow. It's a wisdom saving throw.
I'll use another inspiration.
All right. So 24.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you feel as the arrow hits you, it disintegrates into like a sparkle and a glitter, and then you feel it trying to take hold of your mind and control you, but you shake it off. And then he like vanishes down the side, and you hear the climbing again.
Can I still see him where he is? Since there's an open window.
You can look around the window and see him. Yeah, if you looked out the window.
I'll just follow him a bit as he's going. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the real Chester Decker, would he please stand up?
Yo!
Please stand up.
Right. Let's tear some Beartrels. Let's help out. These guys wearing any metal armor?
Yeah, the Inquisitors... Wait, let me check. The Inquisitors wear studded leather, so no.
Okay, but they're crossbows? Wood?
No, they would.
Okay. Alright. And the Chadney is still outside?
Yeah, it's difficult to see him.
Okay. In that case, I will... drop Essential Massage on myself, just to keep myself up to date.
Alright, you've still got your bonus action, so you could hold aloft the scepter, cast Happy Hour for it.
I'll hold aloft the scepter and cast Happy Hour.
Remember, for your extra 5 hit points on your Sensual Massage.
Yeah. I'll put that in a minute as like a little scripture. That's a bit bollocks, but I'll pass 4 over to...
It's 2d6, remember?
Oh, I did put in 2. I don't know why I did that. Nice. Do I get an extra 5 for that as well?
Remember, it only happens once per short rest, so you have to pick when you use it.
What's that, sorry?
The +5, the plus your proficiency modifier, only happens once per short rest on each target.
Ah, okay. You guys remember this, that's amazing. Cool. In that case then, I'll just do it. I've already done it, so I'll add the 8 plus 5 on that.
Alright, so you're healing yourself, yeah?
Yeah, for the moment. Yeah.
He's the one who
don't know if that was intentional, Liam, but if you reread your own item, it says that you always get it when it's first level or higher, but if you use a healer's kit...
Oh, yes! So, yeah,
that's
so...
to be fair, I was surprised, because I also thought it was that as well.
Oh, no, yeah, no, you're right, sorry. It's not my own item, but it's Griffin's, but...
yeah, no, maybe you wrote it down yourself and then typed in, oh, no, I mean a short rest for all of it. But
No, he's right. So, yeah, you do get to, as long as it's first level.
Cool. But
Yeah.
I'm presuming happy hours like bonus action won't count.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Well,
sick.
technically, as per the wording, it doesn't because he's
Yes.
not casting a spell. So, and it only says whenever you cast a spell to restore
Yeah,
hit points.
like the
currently-
life domain.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
doesn't it work on happy hour? Correct.
That was some mad healing then for like. A
Yeah,
level
otherwise it would
spell
be
and a
seriously
bonus
OP
action.
if you get +5 on a 2d6 every time.
Cool. I love it. Right, I'll end my turn there.
Alright.
Smugly.
So 2 more Inquisitors burst through into the actual chamber with Elzef. They run forward and roll what looks like a few bombs your way.
Do that now.
They throw them, but yeah, so they land near the ground near you. Can you make con saves, please?
How do they land on the ground near me when there's a big hole in the ground?
Yeah, I changed the roll to throw. I mean, they would notice the hole.
It is a pretty big hole.
Can I have
what
can I
save do
have
you need?
2 con saves.
On saves. I'll use Flash of Genius on the first one.
Yep, cool.
23,
That's a pass.
21.
So half damage. So you take a total of 16 poison damage.
You didn't need one from all of us then.
No,
No, Elsif is currently tanking all these Inquisitors.
and then a ton of crossbow bolts come flying at you.
Oh shit.
One looks like it's going to hit.
Well, I used my reaction for Flash of Genius, so they're just gonna hit this time.
Oh my god! And you should have saved it. I'm rolling.
Yeah, I
very
thought
well.
all of them were like rolling the things. I didn't
No,
know they
just
were
2 of them.
shooting.
So you got hit twice out of 8 shots. So not bad. 13. So it's 26 damage in total.
Okay, Elsif's still standing. Elsif can still tank this. You just deal with like the 2 people you have on your side.
Okay, Macross, your turn.
So is the one to the Macross west on Daph's door, did you say?
Yeah,
The one-
they
yeah.
both are around you. Yeah.
What about the one who's in the top corner?
She looks like she's shaking because what she's seeing from her allies, but she's still able to fight. She's got grazes, a great cut through her. A part of her sleeve's on fire from Laniros's firebolt.
Macro tries to send her through that wall.
Alright,
Recklessly, of course. 26 for 17.
that hits. You stab into her stomach, rip through the side. She's still going. Still alive, that is.
26 for 24.
And then that kills her. You slice her in half.
You
You
two
make-
run away. And
You
then
make.
for
Yeah,
running,
I'd like to say you make an Anakin out of her.
just Anakin. Nice. There we go. You two make a move, and then he'll take us like a bit of a, a hop, skip, and a jump. That's his hop, and then he's skipping a jump just across the hole, and he'll run and get in the thick of it,
Nice. Yeah, they don't take attacks of opportunity, obviously.
and then end his go.
Nice. Elzef.
Elsif steps here, throws a fireball into this room.
If you want to hit the 2 to the south, you're gonna have to hit Macro as well.
Oh yeah, Elsif is hitting Macro.
Oh, nice.
For 28.
Macro, if you would like to do the honor. None of
I
the
might
ones.
shout and give him a bit of forewarning that it's coming.
Feck, none of them passed.
18.
Elsif doesn't shout. Ever.
I passed don't I if I meet the DC.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, then, so that is 12 damage? No, 11 damage.
It's actually 14.
And then the death machine moves here and roasts
the arcane
the two
fan.
next to Elsif.
Okay. This is a flamethrower again, yeah?
Yeah. Why does it still say DC 17? It should be DC 18. It should be like my spell modifier. I don't update the Death Machine sheet a lot, I'll be honest.
That's fine. The one with the intestines hanging out, and she's actually on fire from Laneros' firebolt, is immediately incinerated. She begins to stumble back. Elsa, if you just step to the side, and she falls into the pit, and then you hear like a Wilhelm scream as she hits the track.
Okay, and then Elsef just hides here and takes cover.
Okay. Olwen.
Pops out the barrel again, readies up a fireball to fling down the corridor, sees that Makrar's in there, lets the fire simmer down a little bit, and flings a fireball at the guy at the end of the carriage.
That's nice of you, seeing as what you did to your father last session.
Oh, that's true, fireball. Oh,
Do you want a fireball?
collateral damage. Never mind.
Oh shit, that's a fucking powerful fireball as well. Alright, Makrar, roll dex.
God fucking damn it!
Oh, that one's destroyed.
Well reminded, Liam, well reminded.
I feel partly responsible for this.
So 19 damage was that then, yeah. At least I'm saving the dex save first.
Annoyingly, 5 out of 6 passed that. No, wait, 4 out of 6. Alright, cool. That carriage, by the way, just so you know, is on fire. Like, absolutely blazing with flame. All the way around. Like, there is no way you're getting through there.
What, just from 2 fireballs? What a piss-weak constructed carriage.
I thought I'd just point out your environment at that point, Makrar. You're like literally fighting, surrounded by fire. Like Laneros.
Fire.
This is fine. Okay, so questions for you, Liam, about the movement of this train. The tracks that it's on, are they elevated or are they?
They are elevated somewhat off the ground, yeah.
Okay, how high?
Maybe about 5 feet.
Okay, good. And what kind of speed are we going?
Probably about 100 miles per hour.
Okay, so crashing into a wall at this speed would be bad, right?
I mean, yes.
Okay, so I'll look out the window and cast Wall of Force so that Chadney just into the Wall of Force next to the train.
Nice.
Okay, alright, so I'm going to ask for a check here, because you're going at 100 miles per hour. Placing it at the exact point as you're speeding is going to be super difficult to get. So I'm going to ask you for a concentration check.
I got a windscreen.
Alright. I have advantage on those, so 23?
I'd say that would do it.
And then,
Very well done. You can gain an inspiration point for that.
thank you.
And you don't see him die, obviously, but you do hear like a bone crunch, and then Chad is no longer there.
He's just
I'm disappointed he didn't just red mist himself.
Oh my god.
You know when you see a water balloon burst in slow motion.
Oh. Alright.
That'll be my turn.
Yeah, well done. Alright, so Chester Decker, your turn.
Okay. Let me just have a quick look. What's going on in this club? I'll do some... Oh no, Elseth is low.
No, she didn't
So
fall
I'll
down the hole.
give her a fresh 75 by spraying her in the face.
Oh, that's
Nice.
nice.
Igor,
Technically-
you are bad form.
Technically a 75.
Yeah, 75. 2d6 generation as well. I'm thinking about changing it to as shit roll to make up for the worst one. So Olwyn can have those 3.
Alright. Anything else?
Thank you.
Go back here and
No.
stand. Oh no, I won't. I'll stand back a little bit. I'll stand back here, look over at Laneros, and just say, "Make me feel a little bit green, old friend." End my turn.
Alright. The Drow Inquisitor with like the massive slice out of him that and her arm, on the ground, picks up the crossbow bolt and just shakily aims it down the corridor, turns and then aims at Elzef. Being the one next to her, she's that desperate she's going to go for a precision shot, and it ricochets off your armor, and then she goes for another one, and you just move to the side and it skitters away.
Man, this is just sad. It's just pitiful.
Yeah, and she tries to run from you, Elzef. You get an attack for opportunity if you want.
Elzef doesn't bother.
And then, wait, give me a second, I'm going to check.
Give me a second.
And then you hear her scream as she doesn't see the pit and falls down it.
I love this pit. Oh, why do I love this pit?
Mackerel, you're about to get Caesared. They all just pepper you. Let me see him. I've done 4 so far. Need to do 6 more. Alright, I'm going to tell you how much damage you take. 7, 19, 28, 39, 47. Oh my god.
You might use my barbarian. See if you die or not.
Yeah, you do. It doesn't because you got the wrappings as well. So you take a total of 35 piercing damage.
35. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the poison damage in a second. So much addition. 18, 24, 27, 34, 37. 43. So 51 poison damage, which drops you to 0. So you take half damage from it because it's lethal. So you take
minus that off then. So that's plus 51
plus 25. So you took 25 damage from the poison because it was a lethal attack. Your Osiris wrappings, they immediately glow as the runes around them activate.
Oh, fuck me. I've not needed that in a while, boys. Good job.
You are porcupined. You are covered in bolts. But they're just
like a shield and blade. When it's
just
fucking covered.
Your hide's too thick to actually... They can't get to any vital organs, but you are covered in blood.
Oh, I'm way too old for this.
Oh, well, she died. Macro.
Oh, these are going to knock it, pulling them out. Right, come on, you bastards. And he'll big dick swing the 3 closest to him, go from left to right, recklessly. That's a 14 for 14, a 24 for 19, and a 24 for 16.
You missed the first one as she ducks, but you decapitate the next 2.
Bastards. Chester! Rub me, please. This ends his go.
Elzef.
Oh, the Death Machine's not going to do anything. Elzef's going to rain down an Arc Bolt for the first one.
Alright. Passes the save.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Elsa goes back into a hidey hole and stun.
Owen?
Is it possible to see an angle to fling a firebolt through there or something?
Yeah, seeing as the door's basically destroyed now.
Okay, then let's do that. Oh, that is a good roll.
Which one are you going for?
Whoever I can see, I don't mind. Pick one. Whoever
cool.
looks the most easy angle to achieve.
Yeah, the one at that moment as as Macro does his swing and decapitates the 2, you fling a firebolt and it goes underneath his armpit and hits the one that ducked to dodge straight in the mouth, blows its brains out at the back, and it just falls to the ground dead.
That's pretty cool.
Alright, Laniros. You've just done that. I don't think you can top that action that you just managed, but we'll see. Ow.
Probably not indeed. Similar to what Owen's doing. I'll look over here. I think I can get an angle from around here to some of the things that Macra's fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already on fire, right? So, fireball through there.
Talking of that, yeah.
Doing the closest one.
Yep, you hit her. Talking of that, Macra. You take 5 fire damage.
Is that just from the train burning around me?
Yep. Right, Chester.
We set this train on fire.
He starts off by looking resolved and runs all the way to here. He's like, fear not, Macra, for I will save. Sees the burning carriage. He's like, look, actually, fuck that.
And the hole?
And the hole, yeah, so he stands by here. You might want to jump back over, old spore. And I'll rub you a good one. But then pulls out some lube and does himself.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because he's not waiting a fountain of turbulent juice. Sorry, Metro.
Oh my god.
But I will send him a sprinkling of turbulent juice in the form of a happy hour.
Cool.
So I'll whack myself off at 2. And then I'll roll the 2 Igor Kachorpathams. 2d6.
You're not going to roll off and touch me.
Macra can have 11.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you didn't add it.
You might want to pop back over, old chum. And then my turn.
Alright, the Inquisitors begin reloading their crossbows, ignoring you or wanting to take out this goddamn mindless rage beast in front of them. Begin shooting. I'll tell you the amount of damage you take from the. So, I'm going to do an individual attack, obviously, because you've got that lethal damage thing. So you take a total of 7 damage from the first one that hits you.
Yep.
And then 10 from the next.
Yep.
And then the other 2 miss.
Get it.
Let me see if they got anything. Nope, that's that. Macross, your turn.
Alright, come here, you pair of bastards.
Also, at the beginning of your turn, before you take it, you take total of 4 fire damage. Oh my god. You are such a...
You dickhead.
3 health. Holy shit. I could have taken you out then, damn it.
I will hunt the living fuck out of you. And then, which one looks more dead out of the 2?
The one to the southeast.
He'll swing. How far back into the train do I need to go before I'm not getting fire damage?
This entire carriage is on fire. This one. It's not that much fire to the west, but mostly where Elzif once was is now in flame. So this entire.
If I go here, I'm still just as on fire.
Yeah. Would you like me to draw where the fire currently is?
Yes, that'd be nice.
Like that.
Alright. I can go there then. Macro goes there. He'll do that after actually attack, so he'll swing at this one twice. Recklessly negating the poison.
Just to make it fair, I will give them
26 for 21.
Yep. That's a hit. Okay. They're on fire too, by the way. They are taking damage in here.
Yeah, is that one dead?
Nope.
Swings again. 29 for 20.
Still alive, but you've cut her down.
And he'll go and temporarily stand out of the fire. And
one would say on a scale of 1 to 105, she's on 1.
So I'll fire will go next turn. Let's go. Chester, I will strangle you to death.
Alright. Elsa?
And then you just hear, back through the hole, not if you're dead.
Elsa knocks out a good old fireworks battery. A 15, I imagine, doesn't hit.
It does not, I'm afraid.
Well, then the second ray for a crit. What the shitty crit roll is that?
Yeah, knocks her out the window.
And then the third roll. Oh man.
Misses.
What a sad roll. Elsif goes back into a hidey hole. Ends turn!
Ulwin?
How bad is the fire? Are we talking like burning interior or structural damage?
Burning interior at the moment.
Okay. Well, while it's still on fire, I'll just whip another fireball at that guy.
18 for 17, yeah?
I assume so.
Yep,
Unless
that's
you
a
want
solid
to give me
hit.
Advantage for him being on fire.
Well, no. Yeah, it hits him. Her, sorry.
I'll tell you what, actually, I could... Yeah, fuck it, I'll quicken a spell as well. I'll quicken the control flames and just assist Makrar and kind of the area where he's at. Just extinguish the flames a bit further in so he's got a bit more respite.
Cool. I just moved it 5 feet for now, just to symbolise that.
Thank you.
Yep. Actually, roll 2d6. I'll say that as you move the flames, they kind of like burn her even more. Nice. Leniros?
Move a bit forward and seeing how we're now apparently trying to not put fire in this train. I'll frostbite her.
Alright, con save. She fails.
Okay, so disadvantage on the next attack roll as well. And then I will step out of line of sight.
Alright, so Chester.
Chester. Right, how easily can I make this leap?
What's your strength?
It's not good. I think it's probably about 10. Let me just triple check.
If it's 10, you can make it just.
It's 11.
Yeah, you can make it just if you were to run and leap.
Okay, Chester runs and leaps.
And you fall in. No, you don't.
Straight into the hole.
Right there, Elsport. And then I will...
No, it's like flames roaring up in front of you, by the way.
Hideously frightful mess. I'm afraid I'm going to have to do this without the lotion. It's rather flammable. Hit him with a 27.
Nice.
Plus... another 8.
So a total of 35 for Macro.
And then can I leap back with the same movement?
No, you wouldn't be able to make it with the...
I'll just make sure I'm well out of the way of the flames.
Yeah, you had to do a run and jump. You have nowhere to run and jump unless you want to go in the fire.
Right, finish him off, old sport.
Backdrop sticks out and throws him into the bit where it's less on fire.
I love the way that I just... That's madness, like how much health you've got, that it barely dented your bar.
Oh. That sounds good. Alright, combat over. As she tries to run, you hear a scream as she succumbs to the flames.
Oh, bastards. I was going to try a non-lethal one.
Right, so
I'll
what's
go
the plan
on to
here?
Fire control after that and continuously cast control flames until the carriage is put out.
Alright, that's going to take you some minutes. So while that's happening... What's everyone else
Elzef, see if the other Chester Decker alive. See if he's dead or not.
I will do the same and help with snuffing out small campfires every turn.
Yeah, alright. So together it'll take about maybe 40 seconds to get this fire under control. Nice.
Another 39 to you, Macra.
Cheers, pal.
Well, that was frightful. Who
Right.
do you think alerted them to our presence?
Well, I mean, you
You.
heard the conversation at the start, right?
Oh no, I was too busy
You
staring
did.
at the slats at what I thought was a prick, but turned out to be... And he'll just leap quickly back over and look down at Chester's corpse. Rather pathetic.
You notice he's breathing.
He's alive. Oh, please, Liliaros, can we talk to him?
You're muted.
Did he survive through the medicine check or just randomly?
Randomly from death saves.
Oh, Elsa will claim she did it. This will be added to your bill, Master Decker. I've saved your life.
Alright, what, between when you were choking and spluttering over there in the corner and when you threw that last little bolt?
No, Master Decker, when I set this carriage on fire over there, and then set it on fire again while Master Macro was in there.
You seem to love literal puzzles. Over the last, few weeks, months we've known each other, how much do you think it would have cost you to go to a cleric and all of your medical bills? Do you not have a literal answer?
Master Decker, do you mean all the medical bills that came across the things I have helped you with, like killing the God King, or this excursion?
I didn't force you on that. This excursion, fair enough. Absolutely. I tell you what, I'll give you medical, but I'll extract it from the bill.
Well, that is fair with me. You have never even set a price for anything here, so really this whole time I have just been adding exorbitant amount to your bill. And Elsef takes out a notebook that's basically just zeros.
No, yes, I see that you've obviously calculated the price of my services. How about this? We'll sit down and discuss it over a game of potentially chess or something that you can understand. In the meantime, I'm going to speak to this man, and I'll rub him.
Alright. While you go to cast that, those of you, the Lineros and Orwin in the second carriage controlling the flames, the door opens and you see a drow looking at you all, a male drow, with long, dishevelled white hair, looking like he's got some burns, and he just looks at you all. He's a bit scarred up. He's wearing nothing rich like the Inquisitors were wearing, no armour, no nothing. The only thing he has looks like some sort of signalling device in his hand, and he looks at you all. Don't hurt me, don't hurt me!
Very well. Step over here calmly.
He kind of does that frightened kind of holding his hands up. And then he walks up and just sits on one of the child burned seats and says, "I'm just the driver."
If you're the driver, good sir, who is driving the train?
Not me at the moment.
Autopilot?
Yes, until we come to the junction, I don't have to do anything.
Okay, I actually don't know how autopilot works.
Elsef takes out the seat she has stolen earlier and puts it down next to him.
Oh, don't kill me!
Please take a seat.
Why?
So, if you're not controlling the train, then who is? Because there's no one else, right?
No, but it's fine until we get to the junction. Whether we go to the archives or the palace, I don't have to do anything.
Right, and if you don't do anything by then, where are we going?
The palace.
Alright, good to know. Thank you.
We should interrogate him about the process for unloading to avoid being detected.
Alright, do you want to roll intimidate?
There's a hole in the train. Half the interior is burnt, and the outside's probably smeared with Chadner's blood. I don't think there's going to be any being undetected. That plan stopped when you started opening crates. You understand that, yes?
No, it actually stopped when Master Decker's started opening crates, specifically Master Macra's crate. But it is okay to be mistaken, you were in a crate. I am thinking we will fly out of the carriage at the last possible moment, so we are not in the carriage when it arrives at the station. What is the last possible moment to leave the carriage?
Just going back to the plan 1 second. You say this could go to the archives as well. Is that not where we want to go?
I can take you to the archives, please don't kill me!
Will there be people at the station at the archives?
No, only the Pontiff.
Is he a nice man?
He's old. I wouldn't say nice. He's been with Balan since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Good friends they are?
Yes. He's... Please don't kill me. I mean, he used to be a fine warrior in his day, but now he's old. I don't know what he would do.
Don't worry, it's going to be okay. Just relax. We're not going to hurt you.
Is the archive station before or after the castle station?
Slightly before.
They're on separate tracks. That's why the junction. Are you listening to anything he's saying?
No. I was thinking about how to best fix the hole in the ground.
Also, I just want to say, tremendous driving skill, keeping the train going with all that ruckus back here. I do apologize.
Chatnir said I would keep on to the palace or he would shoot me, he quoted, in my pecker.
Well, he's no longer on the train.
Oh.
It's not what the weather's all.
That's good.
So
when will they notice that the train's not arriving?
I don't know. Well, I was meant to be dropping this cargo off at the palace.
Tell us about that. Is it dangerous, this cargo? Or is it...
I don't know what it is. Iron golem parts, maybe?
Right, yes.
Oh, please don't kill me, please!
No,
The
no.
moment you slightly raise your voice, ever so slightly, he cowers.
Now, Chester, could you come over here a moment?
We'll get to Chester. You'll hear him talking, and Chester opens his eyes, looks at you, sits up, scrubs the back of his head.
No, not that Chester.
Yeah, no.
Our Chester, get over here.
Yeah, I know, but he was currently talking to him.
Okay,
So
sorry.
he looks at you and goes, "May I stand up? May I say that you have a particular beautiful face? Maybe I should grow a moustache. Oh, yes.
Noted, sir.
It looks fancy. It looks gentlemanly.
And it keeps one's face warm.
Ah, yes, and in this world with no sunshine, my chin does get, and upper lip does get rather cold.
And how do you keep your skin?
Wait a minute, you are me? Why am I doing this? Yeah, sometimes my lips get cold, you know.
Chester Decker, a pleasure to meet you. Perhaps you've heard of me yourself.
I have heard of you. What happened to Chatnir?
Ah,
You know, you don't have to put on that accent anymore. I know you know me, right?
alright, okay, fine. So, I wouldn't try anything. Look, your master's fucked. We kind of pulped him all over the floor back there. Probably about 10, 15 miles back that way.
Oh well.
Yeah, well, that's probably my reaction too, to be honest. He was a bit touchy. Anyway, I meant that question. I've got two. Firstly, I like your skin. Where'd you get your moisturiser?
See how I make it.
Out of what? I know.
Oh, no.
Oh, mushrooms.
Oh, good. That was what I thought originally. Anyway, second question. You work for this Lord of Ruin, right?
Yeah, you mean Balan?
That's the one. You ever been into his archives?
Sure, plenty of times. I mean, I'm Chatnir's security. Security? Haha! Sorry, I'm Chatnir's secretary, so, you know, whenever there's scrolls or items that he needs, of course I go down there.
Oh, good man. Right, anyway, so I don't know how much you know about me from my world, but I'm looking for a particular scroll. Cast as his avatar. You boys got it?
Ah, yes, the thing that, Balan used to reshape the world.
Right, that's the one.
What about it? Oh, you
Well,
he used them.
He's done his bit here, and he doesn't really need it anymore.
Oh, you're meaning Crow's scroll.
That's it. Sorry, Liam, I'm just replying.
No, sorry. Well, I could possibly have a look for you once they're there. I mean, I know my way around more than anyone.
Well, mate, are you sure you wouldn't mind doing that?
No, of course not. Favour for you, favour for me.
Oh, but I'll do whatever. Look, you see, I've got a lot going on back in my place, and I could really do with it to save someone pretty close to both of us. So, you know, you scratch my back, I'll essentially massage yours.
Is that what you call your cure wounds?
Yeah, I know. Did you see me rubbing the other guy?
Yeah. Do you want to know what mine's called?
Go on.
Liam looks it up quickly. Didn't even let him cast any spells before you absolutely decimated him, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's a shame. That'd be really funny.
Yeah, it's called Healing Flick.
Oh, nice. What, like a little tickle and slap?
Yeah, like a little bit of a, slap and tickle.
Oh, we are so... Anyway, good to meet a fellow thespian round here. I've got to travel with those drab idiots.
Can I hear you?
So, how about this? How about you stick with us for a bit, help us out when we get to the archives. We each go our way. I don't point the finger in your direction. You keep your cushy little job. In fact, I'll write you a reference and I'll say that I was Bilal and you can have any job here you like.
Right, wait. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you and your fellows are from that other world, the bright one.
Yeah.
My deal, if I show you where this is to go back with you.
Oh, double. Okay, alright.
I don't want to be here.
Problem is, I've got to run it past me mates in there. Does that sound good?
Yeah, and at that moment, Laniros goes, Chester! And you turn around to see the group talking to Dra.
My lead, come through.
He does.
And also, you might want to switch the charm on. These boys really, really respond quite well to it. I'm quite well respected around here.
Yeah. The Chester that fought beside Chadle didn't get the chance. Jumps over and goes, well, hello there, lady and gentlemen. And whatever you are, and points at and looks at Alwyn.
He's about to speak.
What?
I said, hello.
I brought us a friend. Oh, a new companion.
Master Becker,
Yeah.
can you be trusted?
Who,
Right,
me?
before we ask all these silly little questions like, can you be trusted, and why did you try to kill me a minute ago? Look at it this way. It was a mere misunderstanding. This man here, extension of myself, and I am a virtuous paragon of your intentions. And also he's going to help us get me my scroll.
This is most interesting.
This is the darkest timeline.
Right you are.
The only deal, caveat, tete-a-tete as it were, is that he returns with us to our world and assists me in a series of graphic, romantic novels.
Wait, you write too?
Oh, I do, good man. Write isn't really the word. I paint rich, lexical canvases, to which I sell to the adoring masses.
Oh, well, I write romances here. Love stories.
I've always wanted to branch out. Chester's... I'm trying to think of a verb iteration. I'm sure you can do better.
No. I mean, no one really read my stories, so I never got a chance to improve them.
Oh, my man. You wait until you get to my world, you saucy little boy. Sorry.
No, this was quite interesting, Master Laniros. Why did you
can
interrupt?
Carry on the conversation later. For now, we have a train to worry about.
Ah, yes.
This man here is slightly perturbed by everything that happens, and as I hate to say it, you seem to have a somewhat soothing effect on people. God knows why. Please talk to him and, well, make him feel a little bit at ease. We don't intend to murder you. We don't intend to throw you out the train.
Right, you
We
are.
intend to go to our destination, and perhaps you could convey this message to him in a different way, because he doesn't seem to get it.
I'll walk forward. Where is he, Liam?
He's right in front of you guys on a chair.
So right in front of Laniros, like here.
Yeah, sitting on a chair.
I'll walk straight up to him.
Yeah.
And I will just say, you there, good man. Please take me to the archives. I'd really like to go there.
Did you just try to Jedi mind trick him? You can make a persuasion check, but I know what it's going to be.
I'm going to use my inspiration just in case.
31. He just looks at you and goes, of course, Chester. And looks at the other Chester. And you, of course. Yes. Just don't kill me, please.
Good. Right. Hop to it then.
And Chester, the other Chester, looks at you and goes, I could have just ordered this.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to show off in front of you.
I'm a higher rank,
And that's what's going to get us through the doors. And I'll look at the others.
And he taps his fingers through his nose. Yes, the powerful wit and word of the Chester Deckers.
Yes, I'm going to call it this. I'm going to call it Chester's Archive Adventure, the Gemini trilogy. Book 1, Freaky Friday.
Friday, that's a good one. And I shall call it Chester's Night in the Archives, steamy romance novel.
Yes, 13 going on 30.
What?
Nothing.
Why are you being weird?
Is this everything you ever dreamed of, Laneros?
It's I have experienced similar things in my sleep.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Could I have some blood from each of you?
No! My blood is precious.
I'll just whip some up from the floor over there.
The driver goes, so, I'll go to the head of the train and get us going to the archives, yes?
Perhaps one of us should accompany you, in case you don't feel well.
I shall take a look at the machinery.
Yeah, so you guys could go straight to the front, where you realise there's some sleeping quarters, a outhouse of sorts for people to go to the toilet. There's some sort of fancy machinery and a seat with what looks like a lever, a steering wheel. One thing you do notice, Elsif, as you walk in, there are blueprints up on the walls and stuff like that, like improvements.
Oh yeah, Elsif is taking everything she can and opening every nook and cranny to make sketches of it.
Can you make a Tinkerer's Tools check? What would you use to build stuff with your war machine?
Tinkerer's Tools is I think. But Elsif also has smith tools, carpenter's, she has everything. So.
Yep.
You've got fancy Tinkerer's Tools, remember?
Yep, they are +1s, but I don't know if they were. I can't remember. But
I don't think it matters.
No, it doesn't. You do find a blueprint that, as you begin perusing it and keeping an eye on this drought, that you could probably use. It's got some bits and pieces you recognise. If you studied this blueprint, you could probably upgrade your war machine using it.
I shall put a train blueprint in my inventory.
And in brackets, can you just put flight?
Ooh, a flying war machine.
So, anything anyone wants to do before I move on?
Have a quick toilet break?
We can do, and also I'm assuming Elzif might want to identify some of these items.
Yeah, I was gonna say I still have the Mary Berry and the potato shaped like a fist.
Yeah,
I'm really curious about the potato.
Alright, we've only got 30 minutes left, but we'll be back in 5 to see what happens then.
I need a wee.
Wow.
Sacrilege.
Oh, you're going to have to sit up, Rocket, because this is the last part of this session. So, at the moment, the lightning train thunders towards its destination, and at the right moment, you notice the drow pulls the lever, and you guys, at a Y-shaped junction, veer off northeastward towards what looks like, you can see out the windows, a looming structure. At first, through the dim, dark haze that is this realm, you think you see a mountain as you're heading towards it, but then, as you get closer, you see it's really a building of purple, black, dark, rock. And there are storms and clouds around its tallest spires. It is a palace of epic proportions, a mountain in itself, a castle dark and foreboding like anything you've ever seen. It must be some miles across and several miles, covering several miles of ground, several miles high, sorry. There are archways and bridges and tunnels and flying creatures. It looks like a city, just amongst a mountain in one huge building. But as you are travelling northeastward, you begin to see like a cave open up, a large man-built cave. It's got these large cobblestones decorating the entrance, decorated in elvish runes. And as you pass under it, there's a chill darkness that passes through the lightning train, and then you'll feel the lurch as the train begins to stop and halt at a station. A large grey stone slab of rock to the train's right, and as you stop, that humming seems to continue on in your very bodies, vibrating that you were used to but now is gone. It took you roughly 50 minutes to get to this location, and at that moment you can smell the deep kind of scent of old books and that kind of old library smell, ink and dusty parchment, and the doors all open. And the drow that was driving is like, sorry, we're here. Ah, follow me. And the Chester from this world jumps off the platform and he goes, oh, do mind the gap.
Let us away.
Should we take this man that's driving the train with us, lest he reports?
I won't report. Please, I won't report anything.
I must at this point say that he is a drow and we should not trust anything he says.
It's rather narrow-minded of you, Elseth.
The truth is not narrow-minded, Master Decker. Drows in history have
prejudice from other previous experiences that we are unaware of has somehow clouded your judgment.
No, every atrocity the drow have committed throughout history, including the ruin of this world, is clouding my judgment in this case.
Very well.
If you insist.
And Elsef takes the guy. Elsef actually has manacles with her, so she just manacles them.
Alright, so Chester on the platform goes, and you can't see what he's looking at, but he's obviously staring and looking at something. And he goes, takes a deep bow, and you'll see him bow and come up and go, Pontiff! I'd like to introduce my friends. And you see a very ancient half-orc begin walking towards Chester and then peer into the head of this train, seeing you all. Deep sunken eyes, hollow gaunt cheeks, a bald kind of brownish green head. He's wearing pauldrons of what look like some sort of magical metal that glitters like moonlight, a cape that's wrapped around the top of his body, and underneath that you can see a body that was once muscular gone to gauntness, and you almost get the scent of death wafting off of him, and his deep kind of sunken in black eyes regard you all. Friends.
Good day.
He smiles, revealing yellow fangs and a set of kind of stunted, almost ground down teeth.
Good friend. Do you know this man? Mine, Chester.
The Chester goes, "This is our esteemed Pontiff Galabash." Bows again.
My lord. Such an imposing figure.
He does kind of stand there for a full 30 seconds regarding you all before he says, "You're with the Ivory Order. Or the Ivory Rebellion."
What, those gadabouts? I don't fucking think so. Oh, excuse my language. I'm just rather passionate about their demise.
He shrugs. It's
Cross
about
paths.
time. It's about time someone made a move against him.
Oh, well, I misread that situation. In which case, yes.
Chester goes, "Yes, everyone could say he's our man on the inside." Calabash turns to you and says, "No, you're the man on the inside." And Chester just giggles again. "I have had enough. What are you here for? Is it for Balan? Because if so, you're in the wrong place."
Sadly, no. A scroll, if you will. A scroll in the possession of one Lord of Ruin.
Man of not many words, it seems.
You know the item of which I speak?
Unless it's smite.
Yeah. It depends.
Many rare, powerful scrolls in here, then?
Some.
Oh. I'm looking for one in particular. I don't think I have to say which.
You do not.
So, is it behind that bookshelf, or?
I will show you on one condition.
Name it.
When you do, use it. You sever my connection to Falamcore and let me die.
Do I need to know who Falamcore is? Only, I've grown to quite like you, and I think I'll honour this deal.
He's a god.
I do believe I will be the man to whom which will be equipped to do that job, yes.
He leans forward, and as he leans forward and shakes the mantle, the cape away, he brings up his skeletal hands. Ever since I helped Balan back then and helped Falamcore ascend, I've aged, but not died. I feel stretched, narrow, feel dead already, yet I will not die. I'm connected to him, still. Remove that connection, please.
My sir, you have mine word.
So you're not here to fight him?
Sadly, no.
He takes a deep breath. And that will be my last action. When you're done here, I'll go to him. I still have some power left.
Very well, good sir. And I can promise you that if the scroll is in my possession and I am of sound and willing body, then your connection shall be severed, and your death will be assured.
Well, death in battle. What I always wanted for myself.
So is it behind that bookshelf?
No. What you see around you is the startings of a cave, then it begins to be carved, man-made, revealing a vast cavern of many, many bookshelves, shelves, piles of scrolls. And then Galabash turns to this large cave and says, "He doesn't keep such artifacts here.
That's
That
a
is in
shame.
another room.
Where,
Follow me.
gentlemen?
And this figure moves, despite looking ancient, old, and beyond his years, moves with quite speed and dexterity. And as he moves, he wraps the cloak back around him, and you can see he almost kind of like floats off of the ground. And some of you who are more magically inclined, like Orwin and Laniros, are definitely getting lich vibes off of him. The way he moves and looks. And he leads you down some hewn stone steps that are almost slick and down into a cave. And as you pass through like a wall, you can see and feel like a rippling wall of magic. And as you walk through, immediately the temperature in the cave changes to like mild rather than cold. The air is dry. Obviously a method to keep the parchments, books and stuff like that in here in good condition. And you can see scrolls moving, books moving, artifacts moving, unseen servants going about their business here. And he just pushes through them, wades through them. And on the other side, some 5 minutes later, you cross another set of hewn steps up towards a stone door that he flicks his wrist at, and the door just and opens up. He walks into a 20 foot by 20 foot hall, and like more like an office. There's a desk on one side filled with old parchments and papers, inks and quill. There's a painting on the wall, dimly lit by a candle, of what looks like a large city with a river running through the centre. It's ruined, and you can see what looks like wraiths and ghosts swirling around in the sky while a battle takes place near the beach. Near the beach of the city, you see masses of men fighting what looks like hordes of orcs on one side and then hordes of undead on another. He looks at it, smiles almost as in a faint memory, and then leads you to another door on the other side, and then opens it for you. Down on the other side.
Thank you, my sir.
While we're going through these corridors filled with books, Elsif just randomly throws some into her bag of holding.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah. You almost feel the glare of an unseen servant nearby. You feel the presence of someone staring at you. Can't do anything about it, but
like carries on with a single-minded determination.
On the other side is a thick oak door.
Borrow boots.
There is a rune on the door. However, as you approach, the rune glows, and Galabash holds up his hand. His fingers curl, his skeletal fingers curl, and the rune fizzles. And then he flicks, and the doors open. Have fun.
Just in here, is it?
Yes.
Open the door.
And you walk in. There's an empty room. About 15 foot by 15 foot, and in the centre was a pedestal. A glass case, and inside, about 3 foot tall, and wrapped up, is the last scroll.
Master Decker,
If I'm not about to get a next week on EastEnders, Chester will just take it.
Yeah?
And
Yeah.
put it in his bag of holding.
Alright, yeah, you pick it up.
Chester doesn't have.
And
Okay.
as you go to pick it up, the edges begin to glow slightly, and you feel like a vibrating in your bag of holding.
I presume it's leading me to the other two. I'll just check them quickly.
They're there. They're all kind of having this faint vibrating, this shaking.
I'll put them together, but for the moment, put them away.
Alright, so you get the other two out and try to put them together.
Yeah.
And there's a fizz as fire runs down the lines, like a golden fire, joining all three parts into a scroll that's some 4 foot tall and about 3 foot wide, and then rolls back up and seals.
Oh, he's gonna
Master
he's gonna peek. He's gonna take a look.
What is it?
This is where we should plane shift.
I'm gonna
Well, if
have
I
a
was
look.
able to do that, I would have done that a long time ago.
Don't we have that tool?
I mean,
From
that's just for tuning to the material plane.
didn't he say it would return us?
Don't know. Can always try it.
While Chester's peeking, you take a quick look at it, and you feel like you need the plane shift spell and this rod.
Oh, so do we
it's
get a
just
level up?
standard rod.
So Chester,
Yeah.
your goal, your ultimate goal, what everything's culminated to, is right in front of you.
And does he see it and read and comprehend?
Weirdly enough, as you look down, the runes that you couldn't understand at first begin to shift and move, become smaller, then larger, and begin to transform into the common tongue right before your very eyes. And you hear a voice go, Chester.
He's going to commit as much to memory as he can there and then in the cave. As much time as it takes, he's going to read completely everything before he rolls it up again.
Not out loud, I'm assuming.
No.
Okay, yeah. What about the rest of you?
This room is empty except for the scroll, right?
Looks like it, yes.
Well, Elsef goes back to the room before that and starts stealing more books.
In fact, the moment you start stealing books, Galabash just turned to look at you. Shrugs. I'm gonna be dead anyway. What does it matter to me?
Yes, that was the argument I was about to make.
You don't touch the painting, though. If you touch the painting, I'll cut your fucking hands off.
The painting does not fit into the bag.
He nods.
So could I have a look at that rod of yours?
Oh!
Well, near us. Didn't realise you were so inclined. But sure, take a gander.
Laniros is
Inclined
much
towards the
older.
material plane, yes, if that's what you're getting at.
So I didn't quite catch all of it. So
So inclined towards the material plane, if that's what you're getting at.
yeah, I mean, I feel like we might all be inclined to it. But yeah, as far as I can tell, it's just a standard attunement route to the material plane.
Yes. Well, perhaps we can research that later today. Whether that would indeed return us to our version of the plane that it's attuned to, or whether it would return us, well, here.
Yeah, we should probably look into it.
Just so you know, I did describe the rod previously. It's got a globe on top, which looks very familiar. Looks like Midgard.
Okay.
I mean, I like when he gave that to you. I said that it was this crystal globe on top, and carved into the crystal is like the image and of Midgard, where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
You can see Mokhul. You can see like Lesser Midgard and the Million Islands carved into it as little like raised bumps.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So was this a spell that you know?
Yes.
Well, I suppose we should get going then, right? Shouldn't we? We're all
Tomorrow.
finished here.
Yes.
Right, of course.
That's unfortunate.
What is?
You can't go till tomorrow.
How so?
You just took the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Milan's on his way.
All right. Guess we'd best get going then.
It
This
just
point,
seems
Chester
suspicious.
rolls it up as well.
Mm-hmm.
Puts in his bag of holding. Gentlemen, it is with great pride and a moment of indeed pure nostalgia that I inform you that my work here is complete.
Could you perhaps also drop the accent and the act now that that's complete? Do you still need them for something, or will they serve you in some way?
Absolutely. Be it as you fucking will. I need him not anymore. Looks like it's time for us to vamos. Or, whenever you're ready. I've got some construction work to do back home.
if you'd like, we could try another risky quick hop back to where we met the Ivy Rebellion.
Sounds like a good plan as any.
It does sound
I took
like
a keepsake from there to help me kind of attune the teleport back there. It's not going to be perfect, but give us a better chance at least.
And that's why we hired him.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Right, you're all ready.
1 second.
Yes.
Master Orc, is there any more books on forbidden knowledge I should be taking?
Cocks his head slightly. No.
That is a shame. And I'll
Right.
take one more book and
Off
put
we
it in
go.
the back of holding.
So you've taken the object, so it's almost guaranteed, isn't it?
It's not almost guaranteed, I would say.
It's It's a little bit more guaranteed not to go horribly wrong, but
Yeah.
Oh no, actually,
using this.
associated object is on target. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Let's see what an associated object is. Yeah, took something from there within the last 6 months, so I guess in that case you just end up straight there. That's good to know.
Right, so as you begin casting the spell, the wind begins picking up outside. You all hear a crash as parts of the books and shelves begin falling over. And you hear, more than see, that kind of loud bang of thunder. There's a whoop. And then you hear a voice, Galabash! And Galabash opens up his cloak and draws what looks like a very fine sword. It's got almost a skull at the hilt, and he holds it. And then you kind of hear a voice on the wind coming from the sword that says, "Is this it, old friend?" And he says, "Yes, Cass." And he puts the sword to the side. "Let's go." And he begins to walk down the stairs, and you hear, "Galabash!" And then a crackle of lightning, and then the roar of fire. You can't quite see what's going on, you just see the glow of magic outside. I'm assuming you cast teleport.
I feel like I did this a while ago.
Yes. Yeah, and then you cast teleport as the world blurs, and you vanish, reappearing in the magical glade with a quietness and like kind of silence coming over you all, rather than the storm that seemed to be picking up in the library. And I guess we'll end today's session